What does it mean to save a life? Is it the moment a dog is pulled from danger or the moment they finally feel safe enough to rest their head? Today's story is about second chances. It's about healing and about a place where broken hearts, both human and canine, begin to mend. From rescue to rehabilitation to something even deeper, a wellness center built on compassion. This is more than a shelter. This is hope in action. This is the Anna Shelter. Welcome back to A Dog's Devotion, the podcast that celebrates the life-changing bond between dogs and the people who refuse to give up on them. Today, we're shining a light on an extraordinary organization called the Anna Shelter. From rescuing dogs in desperate need, to finding them loving homes, to supporting the emotional well-being of both animals and people through their wellness center, the Anna Shelter is redefining what it means to care. They are a community, a lifeline, a second chance. We'll talk about their life-saving work, their incredible foster network, how they've been recognized as Best of Erie, and the deeply emotional reality of the Rainbow Bridge, the part of this journey that reminds us just how profound the love between humans and dogs truly is. And today, I'm joined by the owner of the Anna Shelter, Ruth. We had a little bit of difficulty meeting up today, and I apologize. It's probably the drugs I'm on because I broke my leg a few weeks ago, so
Oh,
I'm still a
no.
little.
Geez. Okay.
Yeah, so I apologize. I'm still in bed with my leg up. But
Oh,
anyway,
gosh.
you're here, and on this podcast, it's all about dogs. We talk a lot about senior dogs. We talk a lot about rescue dogs.
Love it.
This whole podcast was started in honor of my dog, Max, who was a rescue from Mexico, who passed away suddenly on a plane in between flying from Mexico City to Miami, and he died in my arms. And so
Oh,
I had to maneuver off the plane with a dead dog, get through the airport, get through security. And I thought, this dog was the love of my life. He was my partner. He was my boyfriend. He was everything. So I needed to
yeah.
do something in honor of him. And you guys are rescuing dogs in Erie. So I really wanted to talk to you about everything that you do because I think it's so important. And shelters
Thank
right
you.
now, to me, there's so many of them and there's such a huge need for shelter. So let's start at the beginning. I just told you a bit about my story. How did Anna Shelter begin? What drives you to do this?
I started the shelter 24 years ago. And I just obviously passionate about animals. I truly feel like a connection with dogs. 100% feel like this is what I was put on the earth to do. But again, it just started out a true love for animals. And I didn't like, my dad is a city politician my whole life growing up.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like the way the shelter locally was handling things. And I went and volunteered there. And I remember one day I was like in my late 20s and I said to my dad, I said, I think I said something about like, I don't like how things are being done. And he said, well, if you think you could do better, you should do it. And kind of felt like a blessing and a curse because I took those words to heart. And 2 years later, started the Anna Shelter. And long story about how we got the name. So I'll briefly tell you, it's an acronym. I started out being named after a dog that I took from the shelter locally.
Yeah.
And it was a dog that was going to be euthanized there. And I felt like she needed a second chance and needed just a different approach to her behavior and such. And she was originally named Brianna. So I just shortened it to Anna. I wanted to name my shelter in her honor because we ended up having a great 6 years together after I took her literally off death's doorsteps. Long story short, the IRS didn't like the name and told me that I needed to come up with something more descriptive of what my mission was. So I made it an acronym, and it's now
Love
the
it.
Association for Needy and Neglected Animals. I was so determined to keep her honor, and I wanted it named. And so very quickly, honestly, within minutes. And I felt like that was another sign from God that I was doing exactly what I was supposed to, because I thought,
Yeah.
I'm not changing the name. This is the name I want. So it's the Association for Needy and Neglected Animals is our official name, but we just do business as the Anna Shelter. And again, just born out of passion, born out of a need. I felt the first year that I did all my research to start this place, one of the things I did was I drove a 4-hour radius and I checked out all these other shelters. And one of the things that was lacking is just like true customer service. And truly, I can't tell you how many shelters I went to and just felt like I was annoying them or they didn't really want people in there. And I thought, that's not, we need to embrace humans as well. So that's kind of, I think, one of the things that sets my shelter apart. has made us so successful. We just got recognized in the top 25 shelters in the country. And I'm up in the loft of we have an old car wash. That's how we started. Now we have
Oh,
six
yeah.
now. But I'm
Wow.
literally up in the loft of the old car wash building, where we still function out of and have for the last 24 years. But so yeah, we handle about 20,
That's
yeah, about
that's
10,000 animals a
amazing.
year.
It's funny how the dogs that we have affect us so deeply where we wanna honor them, and
Yeah,
you honored your dog, Brianna, and I wanted to honor my dog, Max, and look what
that's
comes
awesome.
from it, right?
Yeah, yeah, lots of animals saved, both ends.
So I know. So, I mean, you touched on a few things as to what makes your rescue different. I mean, obviously, customer service is one. What else makes Athena's shelter different from other
Um,
shelters? And there are so many shelters across the country. I mean, oh my
Absolutely.
gosh,
There's a lot of
it's
great
horrible.
shelters, and yeah, and there's obviously a need. Those all those shelters have animals too. So I think one of the biggest things that makes us unique is that we really never say no. I mean, we if we can't help you, we're going to figure out a way to offer you other resources or offer you help. I don't like to turn anybody away. I'm a firm believer in treat others how you want to be treated. So I try to live by that. And I know if I were coming in with a situation, I wouldn't want to be turned down and I wouldn't want a cold shoulder. So I try to embrace every situation. Literally, when I started this place, I started with the motto of one animal, one day at a time. And, now we handle about 10,000 animals a year. Currently, we have over 400 animals in our rescue, all here for whatever reason. And I think you found out about us just because of our immense cruelty department, which
Hmm.
was again born out of a need. And I love it because we're here for the animals, but I hate it because of the emotional toll, the physical toll, the resources that are drained. And I think touching on the fact that a lot of cruelty and neglect cases stem from mental illness, stem from the hoarders, stem from, you know, issues with I had 2 dogs, now I have 44 dogs, because dogs multiply and,
Right.
there's that mental health aspect of not getting rid of them. But this year, 2026 has just I almost feel like that whole thing, if God gives you like, "Oh, God never gives you more than you can handle." Well, he must
Right.
think I'm a real badass because he has thrown some stuff at me this year that just in the last 3 months, just some horrendous cruelty, that just truly evil.
I know, and you're gonna make me cry because I can't scroll through Instagram without seeing something horrible about a dog. And the one dog, if you don't mind, I wanted to ask you about because this is the one that really caught my eye was Mimi.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been following along because I wanted to see her progress, and obviously she's doing better, but
Mhm.
I know you say mental illness and people use that as an excuse, but to me, there is no excuse to do what people
No.
had
And
done to that animal.
Mimi's Mimi's case in point, and I'm tough. I mean, I've been through a lot personally, professionally. That Mimi's case, I broke down. I mean, and the state trooper that was helping me, I mean, huge kudos to him because he was just as upset about it as I was. And I got my vet on Zoom call like this because it was evening, and it was one of those things that I kind of had a feeling I knew what happened to her. And then, yeah, I mean, unspeakable evil. I mean, the dog was just tortured beyond belief. And then to be left the way she was left, bound, her muzzle was bound tight shut. And even just talking about it bothers me. But
I know.
the fact that she laid there for 2 days. Once we found out,
So was it sorry, just for people who don't know, it was a state trooper that found her on the side of
It
the
was
road
it
too,
was actually an older couple that
okay.
was walking their dog in a wooded area, and their
Yeah,
dog came upon Mimi, found the way she was, just laying there. And what I don't understand, and I guess thank God you and I will never understand the way an evil mind works, but why leave her like that to die? I mean, if you want to just you should have just killed her, just gotten it over with, and but to let her lay there and the facts that are coming out that she laid there for 2 days before they found her. And I can't even imagine the horror and the terror she felt, completely helpless. I mean, she could not move. She could not open her mouth. I mean, she was literally just helpless. And yeah, by the time the trooper brought her in, I mean, it was I'd never seen anything like that in my life. I mean, I rodeo, so I've seen animals go to a lot of rodeos. I've seen hog tying. I've seen
yeah.
animals tied. Never ever experienced anything like this in the whole time I've been doing this. So it brought a new level of evil. Fortunately, through social media, we were able to help the state police figure this out, and her abuser is now incarcerated, and will probably be there for a while just because of the level of abuse that she suffered. And she's still not out of the hospital. I'm $11,000 into this dog. It doesn't
Right.
even matter about the money. I'm like, I need to save this dog. I don't care what it takes. But yeah, so she's going to have some lifelong issues because of this and mental issues. I mean, she's got some raging PTSD. So we're just working with her. I mean, I take the whole no kill mission very seriously. And yeah, so that's Mimi.
How long is it gonna take for her? I mean, she's done remarkably well from the
Hmm.
photos that I've seen. I mean, it's a slow process. That poor
Right.
dog, the way she was found, I actually reposted it on my Instagram because I was just so disgusted that there are humans that do this to
I mean,
animals.
just completely vile. I mean, yeah, it's bad.
But what makes me happy, out of all this is that at least the person who did this is now being
Oh yeah. Yeah, it upped the ante with the amount of charges. Started out basic charges, and then the more that was discovered, and the vet reports and the charges racked way up.
Do you think that this is gonna set a precedent for people who abuse animals where they will be charged?
Definitely in
Yeah,
Pennsylvania. And with Amy's case, a case that was in January of this year, where a dog was left in her crate for 2 weeks outside in sub-zero temperatures and no
yeah.
food, no water. That was the first 2026 horrific case that we had. That sparked a new legislation where in Pennsylvania, they'll be having a registry of animal abusers. So yes, I think it's going to make changes. And I literally have gone to the DA's office here locally saying, listen, I need the power of social media. Like we call it the Anna family. We have 100,000 followers. Like I need them to see these things so that they can help us. When Mimi came in, I mean, she had a collar on. And one of the things I was like, somebody put this collar on her. Like somebody knows this dog. She's not just a feral. We don't have wild dogs here in Erie.
Right.
Someone knows this dog. And I said, please let me put it out there. Because someone is going to call and say, hey, I know that dog. That was my neighbor's dog or whatever. And that's how we figured out, we got the information to get the person arrested. So I hope that sets a precedence, and I hope that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how we combat evil people. I mean, there's just evil in this world. And sadly, these animals become the brunt of it. But I don't know. I just want to be there to save as many as I can. So we can.
Ri right.
We have 134 dogs. We have 207
134.
cats. We have 71 goats, 7 donkeys, 2 horses. Yeah. So we have a large inventory right now of animals. And we always do. I mean, we're very high volume. Always, we're blessed with some amazing veterinarians that actually work here on staff. We have a triage facility that can hold up to 100 animals in the blink of an eye. So I got a phone call a couple weeks ago about a house fire with 44 chihuahuas in it. 26 lived. So we were able to get there, get on scene, get those animals triaged, have a vet looking at them within an hour. So we're blessed because of the network that I've created and the relationships that I've cultivated that we can handle a lot. So it's cool.
Right, so you've got a good community around you by the sounds of it.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no way I could do this alone. I get called Anna all the time, and I'm like, that's not my name.
Well, but I know because that's what you would
Yeah,
think, right?
it's
Anna,
fun
Anna
and
Shelfer.
it's an
Yeah.
honor. It's so funny. So yesterday we had a dog get adopted at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. By 10 o'clock, the dog had slipped out the lady's front door, and the lady was just devastated. But what was
No.
amazing is I put out a text. We call it the Anna family. And within an hour, there were 12 of us walking this neighborhood. We found the dog. But even the lady that adopted the dog, she was like, this is amazing. Like, I can't believe that you're here, as the director, which I hate that title. That like that's what we do. Like we're that passionate about it. And I had girls out till midnight walking the neighborhood looking for this dog. So but that it's just that it's that kind of thing and that kind of emotion that goes into the shelter that I hope people feel it and understand it and maybe not understand our crazy, but embrace it.
Yeah, did they find the
We
animal? Did they
did.
find the
Yeah, we
dog?
found her. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, at least there's a good
Yeah.
ending to
There
that
was a good ending
story.
on that one. Yes. She
Yeah.
was just scared.
How
But
do you how do you how do you deal with what you see and what you deal with on a day-to-day basis mentally? Like, what gets you through
yeah.
these hard times?
So compassion fatigue is real. I have a brother who's an oncologist, and he actually gave me the information to go to a conference not too far from here. in Buffalo, New York. And he said, Ruth, when I was listening to this speaker, I kept thinking of you. And, and I was there sitting with like all these doctors and nurses, but it's a
Yeah.
thing when you're caring for, a caregiver all day long, it's hard. And I think it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse to do bad things. I mean, that it's hard, but I mean, one, I have a strong faith. I mean, I pray, I meditate, I go for walks, I have horses, I ride. I try to give myself, a little bit of time. And I'm very cognizant too of the stress this puts on my staff, this amazing group of
Yeah.
people that show up every single day with me. So I'm super cognizant of that. And I try to give them as much leeway as I can with just being a cool boss. And, I feed them. I think I've gained like 15 pounds this year, but I feed everybody and I try to keep things like light and I try to joke. I joke around all the time with them and try to keep them laughing. And my joke is always if I wasn't laughing, I'd be crying because, sometimes it's hard to be the fearless leader. It's hard to be like I don't know, I don't know how old you are, which we don't have to tell me, but I don't know if you remember, but there used to be that guy that spun the plates and he had the little sticks and he would run around like keeping all the plates
Yeah.
spinning. That's me.
I,
I'm the
I,
plate spinner.
I have to admit, I remember him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the girls here at the shelter, when I say that, they're like, "What are you?" I'm like, "I'm just spinning another plate." They're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it." But
Yeah.
but that's kind of like my job. I just try to keep everybody motivated. And again, like I let them cry. I get it, and I understand that it's hard. So yeah, I mean, I literally live my life just one day at a time. God will provide, and whatever animal he brings to me, I know that they need me and then he'll get me through. And I know it sounds corny, but I mean there's a reason that dog is God spelled backwards because you're not going to find anything that will love you more unconditionally and be more forgiving. Going that when finally Mimi got released from intensive care and this made me cry, but the vet there called me and she said, "Hey, do you want to come here?" Because she said the day you saw her, the last time I saw her, it was horrible. I mean, this dog was literally dying in front of me and it was horrific. And I walked in and she was in this like surgical suite and she kind of looked at me and she started to growl at me. And I was like, "I get it, girl." I was like, "You don't have to like me. Like, I get it." And I bent down and I put my hand out and she like reached her head forward and she just like real quick just licked my hand. And then she kind of like got back
Yeah.
into where she was. And I did. I just lost it. I started crying like a baby, and I don't cry. Like I'm a pretty tough chick, but it was so emotional that like through everything she had been through, like she was still like, "You know what? Thanks. Thanks for helping me
Funny.
out." So
So she knew that you had
I think
saved
she
her.
did. I think she
Yeah.
remembered, and I think, as terrified as she was, and just the horrific look on her face and the smell and just like, it's like I wish they could talk sometimes so you could say like, "Hey, this is good. I'm gonna save you. You're gonna be okay." But they're just so
Yeah.
scared. I can't believe I'm crying. But it was
Yeah. See,
very,
you make me cry
it
too.
was a lot.
Because
It was a lot. It was
I know.
emotionally like a lot. And I went home that night and I just like went with my dogs, went for a walk in the woods, and I just tried to like ground myself and remind myself why I was made. And it was hard. But yeah, so Mimi's touched a lot of lives and she is just a little warrior dog and she's trying so hard to recover. And yeah, she's doing it.
But good for her. She's got a lot of inner
Thank
strength
you,
and a
lady. I
lot
don't
of
even
love
know
around
you.
her.
You got me crying
Hmm?
already. I said, "I don't even know you." And you got me crying.
I'm sorry. I seem to
Okay.
have that with a lot of
You're good
people.
at that. You're good at All right.
So let's change the subject because I really wanted to talk to you about
Yeah.
her, but it's very sad. But I'm glad to hear she's doing better,
Yes.
which is great.
Yeah.
Do you think that at some point she will be able to be adopted, or is she at the stage where she has suffered too much where she will be a longtime resident of Anna's shelter?
Well, I mean, I don't want her to live here. I don't want a sanctuary status. I want animals to be in a home. I mean, at the end of the day, this is animal jail. Like, I don't want them to be here. They don't want to be here. She's definitely going to need a special home. She's going to need a home that, one, is going to continue with the ongoing medical, which I will absorb the cost. I don't want that to be an issue with her adoption, but a very understanding patient person. There are just certain things I can't talk about right now. There are certain things that she is just always going to have issues with. And it's not like a person that we can explain to her that she's safe now and that everything's okay. She loves a couple of the doctors at the hospital she's at. She loves a couple of the technicians, or she's excited to see them. And that makes me happy. I don't know if I even want to adopt her, but we'll see. But right now she's still on evidence hold. She's still a ward of the state because she's technically considered evidence in a crime. So she can't go
Right.
anywhere right now anyway. And they adore her where she's at. I mean, she's getting tons of attention, tons of
I'm
outside
sure.
time. Yeah, these guys are fantastic to me. They've done everything they can to whittle the bill down as low as they can. They were like, "We don't care if it takes you years to make payments," and I'm like, I'll figure this out. But yeah, so she's where she needs to be right now, and I truly believe she's alive for a reason. And yeah, and she's going to be an advocate for other animals that suffer the way she has.
Mhm. How do you match, we're talking about Mimi, and you just mentioned how she needs a special family that's gonna adopt her and take care
Yeah.
of her and take care of her needs. How do you match the right family with the right dog?
It's so
I mean,
funny that
Mimi's an extraordinary case
yeah,
because this was an extraordinary case of abuse, which is just
right.
horrible, but a lot of the dogs aren't. So how do you find the
Yeah.
right match?
So, and it's funny because people have said to me like, "Well, you know how that thing where everybody sits in a room and the dog picks the person?" And I'm like, "No, that's AI."
Yeah.
I'm like, "That did never happen." I'm
I know,
like,
and
"That's an
everybody
AI."
thought it
Yeah.
was real.
I know. And it's like, but that's not real. So the stress level here is high, so we're not getting the true personalities of these animals. So I'm really big, I'm nerdy about dog behavior and behavior modification. I could tell you so many stories about animals that came here from other shelters where they were going to be euthanized because they just weren't understood. And again, that's where I feel like I have this, I don't know if gift is the word. I just feel like it's why God made me. But like, it's not that I can communicate with animals or nothing crazy like that, but I just get
You're
them.
not a
Like,
dog whisperer or anything, Ruth?
no, no, I wish. No,
No.
no, no cool stuff like that. No, but I get it. Like, I get it. I get the instinct. I get the behavior. And I am so into that. So there are people that start out kind of mad at me because they'll come in and want to adopt a specific dog. And we have good conversation about it. And I'm like, you know what? This just isn't the dog for you. And they're like getting, and I've had people write nasty, not very often, but every once in a while, somebody will be like, oh, she told me I couldn't have this dog. But then, because I'm trying to make it a lifelong match and you got to do your breed research. You've got to understand what these dogs were bred for. So we have it's not a horrible program. I mean, I adopted my human daughter and it took me 2 years. I don't make people go through that. I have somebody just recently, this guy said, it's probably easier to adopt a kid. And I was like, actually, no. I was like, it's really hard to adopt a kid. Trust me, I've done it. Um, so there are some criteria that we look for, just that interaction with the human and the pet. And then I'm big into retention. So I have 2 trainers here on staff that once the dog gets into home post-adoption, we're there to support you. We're there to support that transition period. Want it to be as seamless as possible. So I do take a lot of time making sure these guys are going into the right home. But our adoption is, I mean, we are adopting out 40 animals a week. So, I mean, they're moving along.
Wow, you're moving a lot. That's a lot of dogs a week that are
Yeah.
going out,
Yeah,
that are
we do
finding
adopt it. We
homes.
have such a great program. Again, our social media reach. I have people drive for hours. And I think to myself, I had a guy drive from New Jersey that is 9 hours. And I'm like,
Wow.
there was not a dog between here and New Jersey. Like, I wouldn't drive for 9 hours. I'm like, there wasn't a dog between here and New Jersey that you wanted. I don't know. I think, we've earned a very good reputation. And so, yeah.
The wellness center,
Mhm.
it's unique, it's a powerful part of what you do. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so we have the 2 wellness centers. We have 4 veterinarians that work here, 2 specifically at the shelter, 2 that run our wellness centers. And then they all rotate through. Like Dr. Ziegler has her specialties, Dr. McInerney has hers, Dr. Franklin has hers. So they're all fantastic. And what we can do then is not only provide the necessary medical care for our animals up to a limit. Obviously, I'm not like a millions and millions of dollar clinic, but we can provide basic medical and some extraneous medical. And then we can push that off to the public. So we can help people that can't afford spay neuter, can't afford to get their dog's teeth pulled. Again, I'm so much
Right.
into retention. I just but I had one of our vets do a pyometra surgery on a lady who was quoted an astronomical amount. She just couldn't afford it. Her vet told her to opt for euthanasia. Thankfully, the girl called me from the car at the parking lot of her vet and she said, I just don't know what to do. I don't have the money to have the pyometra surgery. That's not a big deal. It's something that we do here all the time. So I called Dr. Ziegler and I said, hey, if I have this lady come in with a pyo dog, can you do it? She agreed. She came in. We were able to save the dog's life. And then I did the next day. The lady had surrendered the dog, which is the thing to do. But the next day I called her and I said, listen, I got a shelter full of dogs that nobody wants. If you're at home crying your eyes out and it was just a financial thing, come back and get Belle.
Wow. So this wellness center really does help both dogs and people heal, obviously. Do you follow up? I mean, 40 dogs a week is a lot. Are you able, or some of your staff able to follow up on these dogs once they're in a new home to make sure that they are in a good home?
We do. Follow-up calls. So we usually wait. I'm a big believer in 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. Somewhere in that time, the dog's going to settle into the home. So we usually do the first follow-up call after a week. Then we check back in after 2 months. But we're always here. So we tell people, and it's right in that contract, you have any problems, medical, behavior. We have groomers on staff. Like if you need something, reach out to us first. We want to help. And then, so in Pennsylvania, it's not legal for us to say, I know some shelters will say, like, well, we own this animal. No, we don't. Once we convey its property in Pennsylvania, once we convey ownership, we don't have any legal rights to that animal anymore. So I always feel like you just need to be better than me. You just need to just do better for this animal than I did, and I'll be happy. And it's great. I mean, we have an 86% adoption rate within 2 weeks of entering the shelter, and a retention rate of like I think it's 94%. So because we're there to help, it's not like, oh, here's this animal, see you later, don't call us. It's like, no,
Right.
no, you're part of the family now. Here's this animal, and we're gonna be there with you right there. And
Okay.
yeah. So our alumni events, we have tons of alumni events where people bring their animals back to see us, to visit. We love it.
That's amazing. I was going to ask you about your community, and I know, you've obviously got a huge, massive, widespread across the country community that helps you and helps to support your mission, and also with fundraising. I'm sure because the
Yeah.
amount of money that you need to keep these dogs
Yeah.
alive and your shelter going, it must be extremely expensive.
I try not to think about it. I'll be real honest. My controller
Okay.
is so good to me because she's like, she'll say to me, like, well, how are you going to afford this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out though. Like the money's going to show up. We will get it figured out. So we do fundraisers. We don't personally host them because I just don't have the time. Like some
Right.
places will be like, oh, here's our HR person. Here's our marketing person. Here's our PR person. Like that's me. Like I'm all those persons. So I don't have time to put on a fundraiser. But if someone else calls and says, hey, we want to host a bingo event or whatever, but our community is so good to us. And it's one of the reasons I didn't join any of the big HSUS or ASPCA, not knocking any of those places. But I wanted to do things my way. And it's not that I don't play well with others, because I really do. I just wanted to be very independent. I'm just an independent person, and I didn't want an affiliation that I felt maybe wasn't really truly a representation of myself.
Mhm.
So for the money, I mean, it happens. I mean, it works. I don't know how. I mean, if you came here someday, it's almost embarrassing. I mean, I'm in an old car wash building that we've done it, and we've made this work, and we've acquired other buildings as we went along. So I don't know. I don't know how it works, but it does.
Sometimes, you know what? I know you have a lot of faith. Sometimes things are happen the way they're supposed to happen, and when you need something, it shows up.
Yeah,
Your faith
exactly.
has a lot to do with it.
Yeah. I try to be as genuine, as I can be. And whether I'm talking to, a mailman or a state senator, I'm the same person. And I think people respect that. And I think that's one of the reasons that we're not so much successful, but accessible. Yeah, it works.
Yeah. I also wanted to quickly ask you about the Rainbow Bridge, because this is one of the hardest parts of loving a dog, as you know.
Yeah.
So, how do you support families during that time? And what does the Rainbow Bridge mean to you and your work?
Yeah. So we have a grieving roundtable. I do believe that animals go to heaven. I know there's like different beliefs and so on and so forth, but I don't think God created these animals to just let them perish. I think they do find us and meet us there. I think the Rainbow Bridge is comforting. The one here in Erie, Debbie Garcia, a lady approached me 2 years ago, and she said, hey, I have this idea. Do you want to partner on it? And she's an amazing woman, and she just really put this together, and is still every day working on that bridge. And it's there. It's now a park. It's a beautiful little park. They just
Yeah.
added Amy's garden. Amy didn't make it from one of our bad cruelty cases, but they added in Amy's garden. And it's just a nice, quiet place for people to remember and to sit and to just grieve. And they meet. I think they have meetings in the spring, summer, and fall where people can go and talk about their animals and get that grieving, because it's hard, it's awful,
It's hard.
it's so hard. So just remembering those animals and knowing that we are going to see them. I truly believe. I mean, I'm going to get up to heaven. There's going to be like boatloads of animals
You're
just
going to have
coming
so many
running.
dogs.
So excited. Yeah, like it'll be amazing. So
You got something to look forward to. Why is supporting shelters like yours, and yours is very unique, more important now than ever?
I think just the state of this world. I mean, how we treat
Yeah.
each other is so scary. I mean, just, and it trickles down to the animals. The fact that people can't afford groceries, they can't afford gas in their cars, so the animals are suffering. Again, I like to support local. So, yes, there are big national agencies and they're probably great. I don't know because I don't work at any of them. But literally every penny that you donate to the shelter goes 100% to the animals. Again, if you came here, I'm sitting up in the loft. I wouldn't show you
Yeah.
around, but there's like all of our storage stuff is up here. I don't have an office. There's nothing fancy about the Anna shelter, and I don't ever want there to be. I don't want an office. I don't want to be away from my people or away from
No.
the everyday of the shelter. Like I want to be in it. So yeah, it's so important. I mean, and if you can't donate, whether it's my shelter or somewhere else, I mean, share social media posts. We do donation drives. So there are other ways if you can't financially help us out. I mean, there are other things you can do. You can spread the word. You can. We have followers in Australia, Denmark. I mean, all across the world. It blows my mind when I look at the statistics from
Wow.
our website. It's yeah. So just do that. Help us out that way.
Right. That's amazing. And you've done some incredible work. All of your team
And
has. And
we
I
have, yeah.
commend you and I thank you for that
Thank you.
because dogs, I'd rather spend my time with a dog than a human, I hate to say, on most days. And in saying that, what has your work at being a shelter taught you about love?
Just the fact that, I mean, forgiveness, and the fact that, loyalty is so important to me. And I have 6 dogs at home, and like they're just so happy to see me every day. And they're just that unconditional, makes me want to be a better person, makes me want to be a better person for them. And to love the way they do, to just be as forgiving. I mean, there's days I come home and I'm so tired and I'm just so spent, and I'm like, no, no, don't jump on me. Um, and it's okay. They go lay down and then they come back and they're like, "Hey mom, like can we come over now?" And
Right.
just the fact that they just don't give up on us. And yeah, and the simple things. My dogs love nothing more than to go for a run in the woods, just and I remind myself like how little do we actually need, versus what we want, so that just their needs are so basic. So
I'm going to wrap this up with just a couple more questions. And one is, where do you hope to see the Anna shelter in the next 5 years?
well, 5 years, I hope I'm still here. I've asked God to give me another 20. So hopefully he gives me another 20
Okay.
of working as hard as I am. I mean, I'm 54. So I figure like 74, like that should be good. My mom's 90 and she's still kicking it and doing a great job. So I feel like, okay, Lord, give me some good genetics here. Like, let me keep up what I'm doing. So I hope I'm still here. I mean, if I'm not physically here, I'm never going to leave here. I mean, you couldn't pay me $1 million to walk away from this place. I hope we're just doing what we do, just saving animals. I watch my girls now, my staff members, I've had people here 9 years, 10 years, 15 years. I have staff members that come in and say, "I've wanted to work here ever since I was a little girl." And I'm thinking like, oh my God, like
Oh
how
my
old am I?
gosh,
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's so cool. So, and then like they're having babies. So we always joke, I'm like, Gen 2, like here's Anna Shelter for the next 20 years.
right.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm trying very hard, and I've lived this my whole life. I just try to stay very present. Like I'm going to think about today, like what's happening today. Like I'm not going to dwell on what happened in the past, what mistakes I've made, how I maybe could have done something different. I'm not going to worry about what's going to happen tomorrow, next year, whatever. I'm going to stay right here today, focus on what's going on today. Like how can I do today? Yeah.
Right. I think that that's amazing. And your shelter is so different compared to so many
Thanks.
other shelters across the country.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm very proud of just I do feel like we've earned it, girl. I'm telling you. Like, I don't know
I
anybody
can
that
imagine.
honestly, and I tell people all the time, like, there's other great places, I get it, but like nobody works as hard as we do. And no, there's just so much heart in this building. What we lack in aesthetics, we make up for in heart. I mean, it's certainly not the prettiest place. My parking lot's full of holes right now, but you know what? There's just so much love and heart and just genuine compassion and passion in this building. That's all I care about.
Right. I just don't know how you go through every day. And
I don't either. I'm telling you, it's literally
I
by the grace
really,
of
I
God.
really, in my heart, I don't know how you do it.
I don't either. I'm not kidding. Like I will go to bed some nights and just feel emotionally exhausted,
Yeah.
physically exhausted, mentally exhausted. Girl, I wake up the next day and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. So it's
Okay. Of
honestly, it's got to be what I was made for because I
course it
do
was.
it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't understand it. And I've had other people, like other shelter directors, when I go to conferences, they're like, how do you do it? And I'm like, I don't know. I just keep doing it. I'm figuring it out one day at a time. Yeah. So
How can for those people that have not heard of being a shelter before, where can they find you on Instagram and your website?
all of the social media platforms, if you just type in Anna Shelter Erie, PA, sadly, there are those loser hackers. There is somebody posing now as like pretending to be the Anna Shelter, trying to collect money
Yeah.
from people. Yeah, people are such scammers. I hate it. But it was funny because I was talking to our attorney and he said, you have to remember the more popular you're getting on social media, the more these scammers and these hackers are trying to, we don't ever ask for deposits to come see an animal, anything stupid like that. We don't sell tickets for anything. So, yeah, I mean, contact us, come here, walk around. I mean, we're on every social media platform. I put in the word the, so it's the Anna Shelter, which has made it difficult because people think I'm saying the letter V because I say the Anna Shelter. But if you just type in Anna Shelter Erie, PA, you'll find us. I'm all over our Facebook page, unfortunately, on our Instagram. But again, I like to humanize the shelter. I mean, we love animals, but we're cool people too. So we're
Yeah.
not going to treat you poorly.
No, I think that's what makes a big difference too.
Thanks.
Yeah. Congratulations. It was a pleasure, Ruth,
Yeah,
speaking
and
to
I
you.
want to
And
send you. I want to send you like a hoodie or a T-shirt. So when we're all done
I
with
would,
this, send me a text with your address so I can and your size so I can send you stuff so you become
okay, I would
officially part of
love
the
it
family.
because I would be so proud to wear that sweatshirt.
I would love that. Me too. So I'd love to get you one. Tell me where to
Okay.
send it, and it's going to be in the mail.
Thank you. So I'll wrap up by saying that any shelter is more than a place. It's a promise that no dog is forgotten, a promise that healing is possible. See, you make me cry.
I love this. I love this.
And a promise that love always finds a way, from the joy of adoption to the compassion of fostering to the quiet, heartbreaking moments at the Rainbow Bridge. This work is, believe me, is not easy, but it really matters. And it changes lives on both ends of the leash. If today's episode touched your heart, please share it. Support your local shelters. And remember, sometimes saving a dog doesn't just change their life, it changes yours forever. Thank you for listening. Thanks for caring. Make sure you check out Senior Shelter on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, her website. There's some amazing photos and stories in there. And if you'd like to follow along with me, you can follow along on Instagram at A Dog's Devotion #1. And until next time, let's pray for Mimi that she recovers fully and finds a loving home. And thank you once again, Ruth, for joining me and doing everything you do. And for everybody else, hold your dog close and give them lots of love.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ruth.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, thank you for joining us today on A Dog's Devotion. This was a really heart-wrenching interview for me. Ruth from the Anna Shelter is a remarkable woman and doing some incredible work. Please follow them on Instagram and check them out on Facebook and on her website as well. The amount of animals that she takes care of, and as she mentioned, not just dogs and cats, but goats and horses, is unbelievable. And she's been doing this for many years and hopefully many years to come, and will continue to save these poor dogs, some that have been in horrific abusive situations that are just, to me, unfathomable. I can't understand how anyone can do that to a dog. Anyway, I'm such a tearjerker, aren't I? Just want to say thanks for listening to A Dog's Devotion. If you are a dog lover, please like us on YouTube. Tell people about our podcast, A Dog's Devotion. It's really important for me to spread the word and to let people know that there are great people like Ruth out there, great shelters like the Anna Shelter that are doing some amazing work. And we've covered so many of them over the last year and a half on this show. And I will continue to do that because I think it's really important to spread the word of saving these dogs. That's it. I'm your host, Carla Basaki. Once again, my Instagram is at A Dog's Devotion #1. Please follow us, like us, leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you have a story idea, send it my way too. I'd love to hear about it. Have a great week. Until next week, give your dog an extra hug. Give him some extra kisses because they are so special. Thanks.